I'm glad that we get to catch what we do because again, we are starving for Terran representation a little here. Azure is the only one to close qualifiers so far. Seether is the only one in the main event. Alrighty then, as we continue or kick off our second qualifiers here on Romanticide LE, where in the top left-hand corner map, swatting all the way to the top left-hand corner, we have our blue Terran player repping his color. Oh, okay, I'm just keeping my eye on Task Manager right now. He is going to be representing Team Opus V, doing it for his fallen comrade, his fellow Brisbanean Oreo. He is Azure.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Romanticide ALE, he just came out of an intense PvP, but here he is once again in another qualifying match representing Pakistan. It is ZAiN.
Yeah, already a good sign from Azure, not proxying his barracks.
I don't think Azure needs to. To be fair, I do still expect to see a bunch of aggression from Azure, like some two-base plays, some timing attacks. But when it comes to proxies, maybe later on. It is the best of 5.
Yeah, it definitely has a lot of opportunity to show off his bag of tricks, and I guess it's more relevant for TvT or TvZ because Azure has generally a preferred composition and a preferred playstyle for TvP in particular, but we know him as being a very versatile player. He does thrive quite a bit as in these longer series because of it.
Yeah, exactly. And we hopefully see that come to full fruition here for both these players. Meanwhile, once again, Azure, this has become very standard here where you do skip the initial Reaper and you just go for a Marine first.
Yeah, I don't know about standard, but for Azure, he is definitely skipping out the Reaper lately.
Yeah. It's something where, fun fact, because I was casting with Darking the past couple of days for LATAM and NA, and we were casting a lot of Terran players like Semper and Future, and Pure Legacy and stuff like that, and every single time we saw a TvP, like they never went for a Reaper. He's like, "What the hell?" And I'm like, "Mate, it's coming from common." Like it's.
Darking guy, just like the old men who were like, back in my day, we would get a Reaper in every matchup.
He's like, if I did this in a ladder game, I would die.
I would have no information across the map.
Exactly.
What the heck?
Oh god. Oh my god. Ooh. Oh my god.
Yeah, Azure is going for his proxy starport, but ZAiN, he's done his homework. This is exactly what Azure did in his series against Quantel on Romanticide. Completely shuts it down for now anyway, as Azure is still building it back home.
Yeah, exactly. ZAiN, he was looking in both areas of the map. This probe was scouring the southern half. The Adept went towards the north, and in the end, he did find the proxy, did shut down that starport. Immediately, Azure, he makes it at home.
Yeah, still going to be an opportunity for a drop here, whether with Hellions or with Widow Mines, but now ZAiN is going to be a lot more prepared for it. He should be getting... There we go, Blink is on the way. Should be getting some stalkers at the edges of his main and his bases.
That he should. Meanwhile, the Hellions do show up, do actually tickle away at this at the sentry.
Oh, I didn't think that was going to be a full wall, but it is.
Oh my god.
Azure is completely unable to break in, get any damage or any scouting for the time being, to be relying entirely on the Widow Mine drop for that.
Yeah, he didn't deal any direct damage, but there was a lot of indirect damage, right? Forced a random wall, wasted some energy, forced some cancels and some buildings that ZAiN wouldn't have necessarily wanted.
And with that, we just continue on our game. As the Widow Mines come down, I'm prepping myself, like, to not go completely Creekasm mode.
We'll see, mate. Creekasm all you want if it happens. Meanwhile, Azure is getting ready with his Hellions to dive in once again. We do have the Stalkers in position in the main, but the drop is happening at the natural. Oh.
He gets come down. The Stalkers are quite in position, but very quick on the pull. Azure hasn't borrowed yet, though. He wants to load up the Widow Mines once again and go across into the main base. Very good defense here for ZAiN.
Exactly. He should be able to pull the boys away. No.
No! Misclick! A misclick!
Oh.
And he gets another one!
Oh. Oh my god!
That was totally for me.
Exactly, like ZAiN, he saw it coming from a mile away. He was chasing the medevac. That was not meant to happen. He did react with his probes, but he hugged the Nexus, the misclicks.
Yeah, it looked like he clicked away from the Nexus at first.
Yeah.
But then for a split second, while it was still targeted, I think he wanted to hug the Nexus with his stalkers and not the probes, but yeah, it's an unfortunate turn of events there.
Exactly, and as a result, 19 probes went down, 21 in total, but ZAiN is across the map. He does have a blink. He even has vision of the high ground if need be, but you know what, Azure, he's ready, mate. He's got tanks, he's got bunkers.
He very much does. Best case scenario for ZAiN is he supply blocks Azure, I guess, but even then, just repairing the supply depot.
Oh god, that he is Azure. He is ready at home, even has the Raven just in case the Observer got a little bit too close, so the Observer could be focused down. And just what an amazing start here from Azure, but again, it's a good start. It isn't like game-ending damage.
Yeah, we really need to see how he follows this up. Since ZAiN did go for 3 Nexuses, he's already catching back up in the workers. The big thing that hurts him is his tech is slowed down, right?
Yeah.
Because for all that time he wasn't mining. Azure needs to follow up immediately from that drop, and he's looking to do so.
Oh yeah, that is. He has to be careful with the Raven. The Raven's exposed. Oh god, one of us.
They're exposed. One more volley. How's it alive?
Oh, it's on 8H, mate. I don't know what happened today, but yo, like the luck is on Azure's side in game number 1, man. Like, oh god, the misclicks, like the just barely keeping the Raven alive, like it's insane.
Absolutely is. Sim is about to finish up, and sure is just building up his tank count. Oh, the Raven's supposed to a little bit.
Okay, it's okay.
No.
Okay, we're good.
Almost.
Part of me feels like Azure was almost doing that intentionally. It's like maybe even bait a response to something.
Yeah.
But, it's hard to say.
Yeah, try to force the Stalkers to blink into bio maybe, and then just take it out and not have to worry about them as he pushes out. Speaking of that push.
Yeah, it's coming, man. Yeah, we have 4 tanks with the main army. We have a Raven for the disables. We have a scan ahead of time. The army's not in position. There is 1 Colossus, but again, 1 Colossus doesn't matter when you have a Raven.
That it really does not. Which is why, in my mind, I'm just imagining what it'd be like if he took out that Raven.
Exactly.
That Raven went down when it was supposed to die.
Yeah, it would have changed everything. Meanwhile, here we go. There is a Sable immediately on that Colossus. There's still plenty of energy on that Raven for another one, by the way.
Yeah, the second Colossus is still well on its way to getting produced. Very good force field, so really spilling off the bio from this force, but the siege tanks don't really care about force fields, do they?
Oh god, exactly. Meanwhile, charge is not yet done. We do have just ZAiN trying to brute force his way through this, but that late he just loses everything.
GG is called. Azure taking game number 1. Holy heck.
Ay. What an explosive game 1, mate.
I get ya. Look, guys here in the chat. Hut only appears when Protoss makes a mistake.
He does, mate. He does. I loved watching like chat catch up. They're like, "Oh, protect the Nexus, protect." That's all the probes wanted to do.
And to be fair, they did.
They did. Yeah.
Sacrificed everything to do so.
Exactly. Oh my god.
Man.
I mean,
it was going to be rough regardless, right? After losing that many probes that early on. But yeah, it looked like Lady Luck was definitely on Azure's side there. He kept the Raven alive for so long. He was able to get the disable towards the end. At the final engagement, there were like 1 or 2 micro mistakes that targeting mistakes that Azure was doing, but by that point, it was way too much. ZAiN just did not have the supply on his side.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't have the supply. Very unfortunate that, like, again, as you were saying, it would have been a completely different game if he had sniped that Raven. Like, that just changes everything.
Absolutely. Yeah, if the Raven was unable to disable the Colossus, plus all those force fields that ZAiN had earlier on, really keeping Azure back, maybe we would have a bit of a longer game. ZAiN would have still been behind at that point, but he would be alive. Regardless, that was Romanticide. This is Oxide, and in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, sweating all the way in the bottom left-hand corner, we have a blue Terran player, and I figured out what it is, like. It wasn't luck. It was the fact that he has his blue color on him, representing Team Opus V. He is going to be representing his king, his Brisbane King Oreo. He is Azure.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the Pakistani Protoss. He's here representing, doing it all for his family, his country, his people. He's the green Protoss. It is ZAiN.
Most importantly, he's doing it for his brother.
Oh yeah. His brother died for this, man.
He really did. It was pretty cute. It was saying that they were, supporting each other, coming up with some ideas of how they wanted to play out their series, giving each other advice and whatnot. Very close-knit family they are.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's really, honestly, that's the dream case scenario when you and your brother are like, they love the same thing and they compete in the same esport like this. Like, that's like the dream. That is straight up the dream.
Tell me about it.
It's all about family, mate.
As a wise man called Vin Diesel once said.
I like how you caught on to that. That's what I was going for.
I didn't watch too many of those movies. Like, I couldn't remember the full quote.
It's true. I mean, there's no full. It's just family, mate. That's all it is. I was considering trying to do like a Dom impression, but nah, I can't do it, mate. Oh god.
I can do a Dwayne Johnson impression when he was in Moana. That's close enough.
That's not close at all.
Yeah, he was in like one Fast and Furious movie.
How is Dwayne Johnson in Moana anything like Vin Diesel, mate? God damn it.
Like, he was in one Fast and Furious movie, maybe two.
He was in. I think it was like in 3 or something. Like, he's.
There we go.
Oh my god. All right, here we go. This time we have a very different opening by Azure. By the way, we do have a 3 racks. Oh my god.
Yeah. It'd be very, very deadly. Again, it'd be super important for ZAiN to be able to scout this. I do like that he's opening once again with his Twilight Council and with that robo facility. Force fields are absolutely going to be key here if he has enough sentries.
Oh yeah. Definitely 100%. Meanwhile, the Adept is here across the map. The Shade is looking to get in, but he does not. He does not know what he's up against so far. He's only seen Marines and a CC. Nothing too sus.
But what about the Shade? What will the Shade see? I guess seeing the bunker here at such a fort location can be a bit of a tell.
Yeah, a little bit, right? But like, it's hard to know 100% what exactly is ahead of him. Oh my god. Go ahead. Yeah. Mate.
That is a dark shrine. We know exactly what that robo facility is going to be for.
Oh my god. So, fun fact, I saw this exact same scenario this morning. Patty Mac versus, I think it was Future or Semper. No, it was Patty Mac versus Semper, where there was a 3x opening with plenty of bio pushing out across the map, and mate, DTs not just to harass but also to defend is just all you need, mate. Ah, god.
Especially with a 3x opening like this, there's not going to be Ravens.
Yeah.
It's going to be an eBay, but there's not going to be turrets.
Exactly. I mean, we do see that Azure is milling up, of course, as he should. Hopefully, he's going to have enough scans to deal with the DTs because the Dark Shrine is just about to finish up and the War Prism is across the map.
It is! And there's a blind spot here!
Don't mule, don't do it!
He is saving scan. which is good. He doesn't know exactly what his opponent is throwing his way. On the one hand, normally when I see a Protoss player going for DTs like this, I'm like, ooh, my Terran hard. On the other hand, ZAiN deserves this. ZAiN deserves to get some damage done here with DTs.
Exactly, the DTs do show up, but Mrs. Hart is on the way. They have been revealed. There is enough energy for a scan, but it's all about if the army's in position. Oh my god, the Sim City!
Sim should not be denied. It's getting very close. But Sim does finish up here, forces a scan out. Oh, the body blocking on that turret. ZAiN does get a decent amount of kills though, and the Warp Prism will live with one of the DTs. Not the damage he wanted to do, but decent enough for now.
Definitely. I mean, he did slow this down. Also, ZAiN was able to scout the opening, so he knows that he needs to be defensive at home. The madman, he's expanding and taking third base. Like, this is so greedy.
Really is. Let's see if it pays off for him. To be fair, no Raven out, and he did force Azure to use the scan, so defensive DTs can absolutely work out here, but he needs to warp them in stat.
Oh god, there's one DT just chipping at the heels of Azure's army. There we go, we do see a scan. The first DT goes down.
Yeah, but that should be the only scan Azure has available to him. Unfortunately, the DTs, they aren't in position just yet. One of them does finish up, though.
Oh my god, we see another scan. The shield battery goes down. So do all the stalkers. Oh my god, but the DT is just barely alive.
The DT, it's getting low. The micro and the warp prism absolutely key right now. He's targeting it down. He does not get a warp prism just yet. Doesn't get the economic damage he wanted to deal.
Oh my god, but he will. As all the probes are forced away. My god, this push is dealing so much damage. They do get main outed over towards the third base, but now the third base is under threat. Where is that defensive DT? We do not see it.
Yeah, well, he just doesn't have the gas to warp it in. He's got other units out right now. This isn't enough damage yet. Funnily enough, ZAiN isn't that far behind on the worker count, but it's definitely very brutal. Azure is just getting ready for round 2 with his tanks and or not even tanks, he could just go for Widow Mines, but yeah, with his factory and starport units.
Yeah, what I will say is that ZAiN sustained a lot of economic damage, right? 19 probes went down. That is significant. The problem is that they are more or less equal when it comes to workers. So that's why I'm a little bit concerned, mate. Not going to lie. As you were saying though, Azure, he's getting ready for the next wave.
Starport? Okay. That starport maybe misrallied a little bit.
He's waiting for the add-on, I think.
Yeah. So getting it ready, in position so he doesn't have to spend time floating forward.
Yeah, and the problem is that, again, Azure, he made a decision. He made a decision to go into the main base and try and end the game. And because of that, he let the Nexus finish. And because of that, with 3 Nexus production, like Nexus ZAiN, he's already caught up and exceeded Azure in probe count.
He absolutely has. But, counterpoint, mules.
Yeah.
I shall not elaborate on that. But yeah, with the triple Nexus production, it's definitely very nice. ZAiN is able to overtake the workers once again, but he was spending chrono boosts on those Nexuses. I'm sure he would have much preferred to use that on his research. Thermal Lance is still far away from being completed. So ZAiN's Azure's follow-up, can still be devastating.
It can be, but there is going to be 2 Colossus with a Warp Prism to micro. Like, we'll see how this engage turns out. The shield battery is about to finish up. Here comes the Colossus.
And the Marauder count isn't too overwhelming yet. Unfortunate though.
Can he get on top of it? Can he get on top of the Colossus?
He just lost the buffer. He's trying to. The Warp Prism Echo is absolutely key. Hop picks up out of there. Azure does. And he's just unable to get the damage he wanted to get.
God, it's just one of those things where if it's the reverse, right? Last game was if that Raven had died. This game, it's if this War Prism had died. Then the micro wouldn't have been there, and maybe Azure would have at least killed 1 of the Colossus, maybe even 2.
Yeah, and it was looking mighty vulnerable for quite some time. Again, not having a buffer for Colossus can be absolutely deadly, but ZAiN, he kept his Warp Prism alive. He microed as well as he microed his heart out there.
Oh, that he did. Now Azure is getting ready for a double job, mate. He's getting ready for some multi-prong harass.
Yeah, exactly the type of game that Azure likes to play out in TvP or in every matchup in general. He is the master of the multi-prongs.
Oh, he tries to dip in, but there is a Colossus ready and waiting in the main base. He cannot get in unnoticed. Yeah,
definitely looks like ZAiN has done his research. He knows that Azure, if the game goes on long enough, wants to go for multi-pronged attacks like this, so he's setting up as best he can. Just trying to prevent those medevacs from dropping.
It looks like he's gonna try, mate. There's even a cannon here. Oh god.
But not. There's a cannon here, but not there.
He scans. Yeah, he thinks better of it. It's like, with the Colossus here, I can't slip in.
Yeah, if it was 8 Marauders, then maybe, but it's majority Marine Force in those medevacs, so not quite gonna cut it.
Exactly. And with this, Azure, he is just forced to continue on. I mean, his third base is up and running now, is fully saturated, could be looking to get a fourth behind this, incorporating a lot of Widow Mines in his army. A lot of Marauders, a lot of Marines. That goddamn...
Not
that
too many,
oh,
okay. Yet,
can he catch it? Can he catch it?
Oh, he's trying to.
Just barely couldn't. Yeah, just barely. Meanwhile, this force is here, and it looks like he will force a denial on this base.
Yeah, gets a cancel. Gets a kill!
Oh my... What? Oh my god.
Just a second too late on the escape key. Taking out a medevacs is going to be very, very nice here for ZAiN, though.
Yeah, meanwhile, speaking of nice, the Cybercore was sniped as well. It was a little bit vulnerable there, and oh my god, he even picks up and he's going towards the natural.
Where everything is looking vulnerable. There's no cannons here, no shield batteries, and the army is not quite in position. It's not too far behind, but it still will take time. Robo goes down, and yeah, ZAiN does have a lot of production on his hands. Production that he absolutely needs, as Azure is pushing out with his main army. Yeah,
exactly. Azure, he just doesn't stop, but he does run into the disruptors and Colossus. He does get forced back, but the drop just keeps on dropping straight into the main. And look at the worker counts. 18 probes have gone down.
ZAiN is finally, or Azure, sorry, is finally ahead on the worker count in this game. And even more than that, so much production has just been taken out.
Oh!
But ZAiN's looking to return the favor! Widow Mines, though.
Oh god, the Widow Mines clean up all these zealots. This could have been a lot worse. Thankfully, the Widow Mines had just finished up. They were in the main. And I also want to add something, because again, we saw Azure be very impressive with his drops. The reason why that happened was because he sniped that Cybercore, and as he was dropping, the Cybercore wasn't done, so there was no anti-air. Like, he couldn't warp in those Wing Stalkers to chase down the medevacs.
Yeah, now I think about it, he had no available anti-air. The closest thing is maybe warping in DTs and quickly morphing them into Archons, but yeah, that would have taken way too long. Azure is starving out ZAiN once again.
Another drop here into the main base. 10 more probes go down. He's trying to get he's gonna get the Colossus.
The Bioforce has been badly bloodied. Only 2 Marines and a Marauder left, but it's more than the defenses that ZAiN has in the main base. Forces a recall, and that's exactly what Azure wants as he postures around the third base.
Exactly. Beautiful recall there. The main army is here now at the freshest fourth base of ZAiN. Azure, he's not aware of that. You know, he may even check again. There it is. Does scan, confirms that it is not there.
Yeah, I was simming his force a little bit. Does have a lot of medevacs on his hands. Understandably focusing on Vikings to deal with the Colossus and potentially the Warp Prism as well, but he really does need a couple more medevacs out. What
I will say is that as amazing as Azure has been, like, he's up 80 supply. Like, look at the suit, man. It's crazy. There are still a lot of disruptors. Like, that's the thing to bear in mind.
Really are.
Oh boy.
And there aren't any Liberators out just yet, so it's definitely going to be difficult to zone out these disruptors or even snipe them.
Exactly. We do have these ghosts. They do have their snipes and EMPs available to them. Meanwhile, TT TT does come in, harassing a little bit, but not too much. Only 3 SCVs go down.
Yeah, thankfully for Azure, there was detection available.
Was that the duck?
Is on the way. It was.
They almost made it the
whole broadcast. A little bit more restless today. Yeah. He's a little bit restless today.
Oh, good, man. Oh, good. Meanwhile, here we go. The main army is finally pushing in. Azure, he's had so much supply. Oh, no!
Disruptors! Nice split there, but the Purification Noahs will land on some very key units. A lot of ghosts got taken out. But Azure is still overwhelming when it comes to the supply.
He is, but there was some brutal purification of his man. There's more where that came from. Ooh, beautiful EMPs, though.
Yeah, really taking out the shields of the Archons. Funnily enough, the Archon's the main buffer right now for ZAiN's army. He doesn't have too many chargeless on his hands.
Yeah, exactly.
So if the shields get dealt with, then yeah, this is basically a glass cannon army. Oh, Purification Nova! Beautiful shot! That one not quite so much. And it looks like Azure has just enough to break through. Plus 3 weapons just finished up as well.
God, what a beautiful timing there for Azure. He is able to break through the defenses of ZAiN, crushes the army. There are only 3 disruptors left, and that is not going to be enough here.
Oh, hot pickup.
There is a bit of hot pickup.
And what's the rest of Azure's army? He's still got about 9 times the army supply. They're back at home. They're not even in the fight. GG is called. Azure takes it to match point.
Wow, GG, well played. Very dynamic game there from Azure. He just didn't let up the pressure. The DTs did kind of make things a little bit scary for him, not going to lie. But yeah, wow,
Man.
what a game.
Yeah, after the game on Romanticide with the Widowmine drops, I really, really wanted to see ZAiN return the favor. Really get something done to those ETs, but
he almost did.
Sure was just really on top of things. Yeah, he very almost did. He got a little bit of damage, but not enough. After these 2 games, I think we should have a bit of an understanding of what happened on in a series against Pez.
Definitely.
It's falling apart my wardrobe department now. That's how restless Azure gets me in TvP. He is.
Oh god.
Like, I look at a lot of Terran players, right, to fix my weaker matchups. The player I want to be is Dream, but the player I should be is Azure.
Oh god. Just letting them know that we are ready. Yeah,
because he can just play about almost any style, whether it's an aggressive drop style like we just saw, whether it's a bit more of a patient, wait until the Protoss player trades inefficiently and counterattack kind of style. There's so much variety on him, and
yeah.
For now, though, he's using the more hype strategies.
Exactly, like that's something that we praise Azure a lot for, where he does have a very deep kind of pool of builds. He goes for whatever, like, again, he hasn't done the same thing twice here in this series. Are we going to see something else here in game number 3?
I would not be surprised. Honestly, I kind of want proxy racks, but I don't think we're going to get it here on 2,000 atmospheres. LE in the top right-hand corner of the map, swinging all the way in the top right-hand corner. We have a blue Terran player coming down from the land of Brisbane. He is representing his king, carrying that Brisbane banner, representing Team Opus V. He is Azure.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2,000 atmospheres, LE, we have the Pakistani Protoss player. Oh, this time red, not green. My God.
Oh, he's mad.
He's mad. He's upset, mate. He is pissed off. He is ZAiN.
Being very vigilant. He knows the type of player Azure is. He knows that once he gets a match point, he doesn't have a lot. He can afford to take a lot more risks.
Definitely. So he just wanted to make sure nothing crazy was going on. Again, when you're up to her, it makes sense that would be the game that you choose. So he wanted to make sure that everything was on the up and up here when it came to Azure, and he confirms everything is at home.
Yeah, everything is in order. Oh, never mind. That's the first time we've seen Reaper from Azure.
Oh my God. Okay, switching things up here. I love it because, again, Azure, he's up to her. Why cut corners? Go for the Reaper. Make sure you get your scout off, right? Like, make sure you know exactly what your opponent's doing.
Yeah, don't fall to DTs. Always be a possibility. Azure, as you said, just being very vigilant as well with his SCV scouting, but he knows there's the right amount of pylons for this timing, the right amount of expansions, that being one.
Exactly.
ZAiN should not be proxying anywhere.
Oof. Meanwhile, mate, we have another update.
Oh, interesting. Lay it on me.
As I
quickly
just
let our admins know.
Yeah. Pretty much, man. Pretty much. We got an update, mate. We have our second qualified player.
Ooh!
And it was in that ZVZ. It went all the way to Game 5. Demi won 3-2 over Ender.
Ooh, that's gotta be an intense series.
My, you know what that means? That means that's gonna force the final qualifying match to be Mio Mike and Ender in the ZVZ.
Aye. Both players representing that Bermuda Triangle. Oh my god, it's gonna be a Cloud Fiesta, isn't it?
It is. It's gonna be.
I can't wait!
I would love to catch it, but they are currently playing. They are currently mid-series, so yeah, they are underway.
Did it just start, or?
I believe they started a couple of minutes ago. It's possible that depending on how this series goes, we could catch the tail end of that ZVZ.
Ordinarily, I would agree, but it's Mio Micah versus Ender.
True.
Neither player wants their games to go beyond 10 minutes.
Exactly. Very true. Very accurate. Meanwhile, we do have a couple of adepts being a little bit annoying here. Does force some lost mining time, but nice reaction time from Azure.
Yeah, not losing anything here, really. You're able to keep that mule alive, continuing to mine. So you can mine Widow mines, which is different from mining from a mineral patch.
Only a little bit. They still involve mineral patches in a way. They just deny it from your opponent.
Yeah, it's basically the reverse mining. Widow mines are for denying the mining.
Exactly. And here we go. This time 4, not 3 Widow mines will be sent.
Hello?
Will be sent across the map. Medevac, forget it.
Medevac just a little bit too eager,
Yeah. He like boosts out, like, yeah, let's go. Guys. He like looks back, he looks in the back and there's no one there. It's like, oh, I forgot something.
Oh no. You forgot Kevin.
Meanwhile, the Widow mines are here across the map. There's honestly not much that shoots up, mate. Okay, here come the stalkers.
Yeah, Purple is not on time! Just a second too late, and 10 Widow mines already get taken out. At the very least, okay, very good pull on the main base, but the Hellions managed to sneak in and clean up. Oh my lord, like, I don't want the series to end the way it began.
Mate, this was arguably
worse. So behind now.
This was arguably worse because he saved 2 Widow mines this time, and sure, like in game number 1 it was 19 probe kills. This time it's 16 though, and on top of that, like there's the potential to dive in for even more.
It really is. ZAiN needs to make sure he has his stalkers in position, but because of the denial on the mining, because of the amount of probes that went down, ZAiN would be able to afford too much army.
Oh,
Thankfully, he does have Blink.
he does have Blink, right? But the stalkers are out of position. They were trying to catch the medevac drop earlier and they missed it completely. The medevac is now in position to dive into the main base once again. Meanwhile, ZAiN is across the map with his Blink stalkers, but once again, look at the defense. Tanks, bunker, Raven.
Where have I seen this before?
Meanwhile, there's a bit of a worker dispute here going on.
Yeah. Guys! You're making me feel self-conscious.
Oh god, speaking of workers!
Oh, it does manage to split away just at the end there. But there's still one more mine that's armed. See if Azure decides to go for it. No, backs away. He knows that ZAiN is aware. We'll be able to deny. Oh no! If only there was one more stalker.
Jesus Christ, that was so close. One shot from going down. It's going to be unlikely that this medevac is able to dive in back again. But we'll see. We'll see. Anything is possible. Meanwhile, Azure is safe at home, and he did finally get those workers back to mining. Thankfully, not too long were they a little bit inefficient. And yeah, once again, just an amazing start from Azure.
Really is. He's working on his follow-up as well. Stim is already finishing up. Combat shields and 1-1 is on the way. And ZAiN is playing this out quite a bit differently. He's actually getting Charge and Immortals instead of a Robo Bay, which I'm not convinced is going to work out too well for him. To be fair, Charge will be able to get up on top of the tanks. Will kind of neutralize the effectiveness of the Raven, unless an anti-armor missile gets thrown down.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, yeah, hey, the Stalkers actually find some damage. They find some of these. Oh god, the boys are actually pulled to try and deal with this. Forces a recall.
He knows that Azure is on his way. ZAiN is setting up here. Does have quite a lot of units, but the Widow Mines are starting to burrow.
God, that they are. This time there's
split.
What's important is that this time there is no splash damage. It's a bit of a fake one, but doesn't even bait out the Widow Mine shot.
Unfortunate. There is enough for one anti-armor missile here for Azure, and yeah, if it lands, I really don't see ZAiN holding this. It's going to be tough regardless. Ugh.
You say that,
already shaving off a couple of zealots.
He is, but ZAiN is getting ready for a surround. He's getting ready for a surround.
Indeed, he is. The tanks are honestly looking pretty exposed. There are a lot of Widow Mines here, but they're not exactly covering the tanks entirely. Forces a couple of auto turrets. Ooh, friendly fire from the Widow Mines. Less than ideal. So tanks are going to be cleared out, and ZAiN is able to hold.
ZAiN does just barely hold. Meanwhile, I believe because there is an armory, yes, these Widow Mines will get some more shots off. I'll just keep an eye on this. Yes, the Midirac finally escapes. Oh god, he's diving back in. Oh my god. ZAiN, please. Right
when ZAiN least expects it. Okay, he pulls.
He does just barely.
What? Okay.
4. It was only 4.
I was very it was only 4. I was really worried. I was like, that should not be in range of that Widow Mine. Thankfully, it technically wasn't. The defense is really holding on here. These zealots unable to get into the fight in time.
The Warfism! Okay. I was about to say
Widow Mine's not gonna rehab. No, it's fine.
It was going through the minefield again, but the minefield is about to reset. Oh my god.
Yeah, one false move and that Widow Mine is going down. The Immortals are going to go down. It is only Zealots and Immortals, which is not what you want against Bio Mine.
Exactly. Meanwhile, oh my god, he mules in
friendly fire
of ZAiN. And made Azure. This is the most brutal game out of all 3, by the way. Like, he's just dominating his opponent right now.
Yeah, it's the most brutal game of all 3, but it's also not exactly close.
Yeah.
I feel like the Oxley game is closer than this.
It was.
Widow Mine will finally go to, Warpism rather will finally go down to the Widow Mines, and that is going to be it. Azure is going to be a 3rd player qualifying for the DreamHack Masses Fall Oceania Reservation main event. Near flawless in the TvP.
Mate, Azure 2-0'd Pez and 3-0'd ZAiN. That's insane.
Yeah. If I were Probe, I'd be quick in my boots.
Right? Probe is the only one left. I guess maybe Starduck as well.
Probe and Ranger. And Starduck.
Yeah. To be fair, Starduck, his weakest matchup is PvT. But wow, what a strong showing here from Azure. Like, again, looking at the bracket today, I wasn't really pinning him as one to make it through. Again, I was kind of favoring Pez over him, but for Azure to just show up the way he did, like, what a showing.
I had no doubt in my mind, Azure. No, I mean, I thought it really could have gone either way, especially since Demi was able to knock Azure down to that lower bracket. Pez, Azure, really depended on who shows up at the day, and Azure not only showed up, I don't know how to follow this analogy. He really showed up.
He did. It was crazy.
He didn't just show up, he brought gifts. Gifts of Widow Mines.
Yeah, the Widow Mines were brutal, mate. Like, the fact that initial Widow Mine drop came back in from the beginning of the game, came back in and kept doing damage, and was still alive by the end of the game, by the way. Like, when the game ended. Like,
right, because he had armories.
He did, yeah. They got additional shots off. That's why that drone, that probe kill count kept going higher. Like, it was crazy.
Man, I wish all my TvPs were like this.
Wow, GG. What a showing from Azure. Meanwhile, condolences to ZAiN, right? Like, he had a good performance in the qualifiers. You know, he was deserving to make it this far, but he just wasn't ready for his opponent. I do also imagine that, especially because we saw a lot of, like, micro slip-ups here and there. Like, you know, playing from, like, from a country outside the region with like bad latency, like that does also come into play. That does make it more difficult for some of these players. Oh.
Yeah, there were definitely a lot of times where you could see ZAiN definitely pulled his units, but just 1 second too late. And
Yeah.
I don't think that was intentional at all. I mean,
Yeah.
it was never intentional, but
Mhm.
pretty sure you can blame latency on that one.
Yeah, just a bit. So what a strong showing there. Congratulations, Azure. Congratulations, Opus V, Terran, Land of Australia. As you said, mate, we needed another Terran in the main event. You know, C3 is the only one there.
He is, funnily enough. Well, not anymore, as Azure will be able to take it to him. TvP finals. Let's go.
That's great. That would be insane. That would actually be insane. Oh god. But yeah.
Yeah, with that we have 1 qualifying match remaining, but unfortunately our players are still in game, so try to update you guys in the chat for as soon as they come out.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate. As soon as we came out, they came out. But because I was messaging the admin and like updating scores, like by the time I messaged me, Mike, and Ender, like that just started their game. I'm not too sure where they are in their series. Obviously, it's not game 1. I know that 100%. At least, you know, somewhere in the middle of that best of 5.